friends, welcome to our channel High Point, and in this video we'll be learning about one of the famous 17th century poet and metaphysical poet known as John Donne. John Donne lived from 1572 to 1631. So that is the lifespan of John Donne. We'll be looking at his biographical details, career details as a poet, at the same time the major works and the famous poems and many other details related to the criticism related to his poems. Okay. Before that, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel and if you are a listener for the first time of my video, then if you are interested to have materials related to NTA, UGC, NET, JRF, English language and literature, you can subscribe to my channel, and while subscribing press the bell icon so that you get a notification whenever we are publishing a new video or in our channel. Okay, and at the same time we are also providing many free materials, variety of materials in the Instagram feed, in Instagram story, and also in the reel session. You can follow me in this ID Ligimaria90 if you are also there on Instagram, and also save that materials into your account. And if you are looking for some online courses which are affordable, at the same time simplified, comprehensible and well arranged, then you can visit my website www.highpoint.in and have the free trial and see whatever we have provided. If interested, join us as a student, and 15% of off is going on with free bonuses that we are providing without any cost, which are there: personalized study guideline, and the second one is weekly test. So if you want to know more about anything related to the course, the materials, and anything related to NTA, UGC, NET, JRF, English language and literature, you can WhatsApp me or call me in this number, or use the Instagram page, that platform, to reach out to me. Okay, let's move on to the biographical details of John Donne. So, biography of Donne. He was an English poet, cleric, and lawyer. Donne was born in Bread Street, London in 1572. So, he was poet, cleric, and a lawyer. He belonged to a Roman Catholic family but later converted to Anglicanism during the 1590s. So, during 1590s, even though he was belonged to Roman Catholic family, his family got converted to Anglicanism. He was educated at the University of Oxford and Cambridge, and he received no degree because he refused to take the oath of supremacy required at graduation. So, if you want to have a graduation from any universities or colleges, need to you need to do oath of supremacy while you get graduation, that graduation ceremony, but he refused to do that. So he received no degrees even though he studied in University of Oxford and Cambridge. After that, he began to study law and intended to enter into a legal or diplomatic career. Since he didn't get a degree from the university, he entered into study law, and he thought that, and he intended to have a legal or a diplomatic career. So initially he was not a poet. He didn't start his career as a poet, but he started as a lawyer. Okay, after studying law, he became a lawyer. Donne was appointed as chief secretary to the Lord Keeper of the Great Seal, Sir Thomas Egerton. So that's a great position, Lord Keeper of the Great Seal. It was Sir Thomas Egerton. He was appointed as a chief secretary to Thomas Egerton. While he was there in the home of Sir Thomas Egerton, he fell in love with Egerton's niece and more, and secretly married her without his patron's permission in 1601. So, without the permission of his patron, he married John Donne married Egerton's niece Anne More. And Anne More was even she was not even 18 years old when she was marrying him, and they got married in 1601 without the knowledge of his patron. And this must have provoked his patron Egerton, and they got he was dispelled from that position of chief secretary. Okay, so and More and John Donne, they had a tremendous life, and they are celebrated couple of English literature even. This earned him the ear of Egerton. So this marriage to his niece without his consent um, provoked Egerton, and resulted in his dismissal from the position of all position of chief secretary and a brief imprisonment. So this marriage to Anne More, the niece of Egerton, that actually resulted in a brief imprisonment of whom? John Donne. After his release, Donne accepted a country life in Pierreford, Surrey, and a meager life as a lawyer. So he could not stand there because he got dismissal from him. So he retreated to a country life in Pierreford, and there he lived as a lawyer. A meager life he led. During this period, he wrote many works which contained a defense of suicide, such as Divine Poems, published in the year 1607, and Beathanatos in 1607. So in these poems and the poems included in these collections, we can find a defense of suicide by Donne. And during this period, when he came to the country place to live and have a life as a lawyer, he got in plenty of time. He was having a meager life. His life was like little less eventless compared to the other position that he was holding. So he wrote many works, poems, and he published many works as well. Now, moving on. So here a person known as Jesus Cora Alonso, he divided Donne's poetry into three main groups. So in latter ages, we can see uh, these John Donne's poetry was criticized by many other people in the coming ages, in the latter ages. So Jesus Cora Alonso, other critics who talked about Donne's poetry and poetic styles are mainly Dryden and Samuel Johnson. Okay, so Jesus Cora Alonso, he was the one who divided Donne's poetry into three main groups. First one is satires and cynically anti-patriarchal love poems. So first category of poems are satires. They are satires and they are cynically anti-patriarchal love poems. Second one is sincere, deeply felt Neoplatonic amatory poems and philosophical complimentary verses to influential female friends. So in the second category of poems, we can see sincere, deep love poems, Neoplatonic love poems, and philosophical verses to influential female friends. The third one is his devotional poems. So the third category is his devotional poems. So these are the three category of poems, and this categorization was made by a critic known as Jesus Cora Alonso. Donne's Devotion upon Emergent Occasions, published in the year 1624, was prose work dedicated to Charles I. So, Devotions upon Emergent Occasion, it's a prose work written by John Donne, and it was published in the year 1624, and this was dedicated to Charles I. Please remember this kind of little information that you have, that you need to know about famous works by famous authors. His last sermon was Death's Duel or a Consolation to the Soul. So he has written many sermons. Okay. So his last sermon was Death's Duel or a Consolation to the Soul. Donne became a priest of the Anglican Church in 1615 and was appointed royal chaplain in the same year. So after the death of his wife, he became a priest of the Anglican Church in 1615 and was he also appointed as royal chaplain in the same year. In 1621, he was made the Dean of St. Paul's Cathedral, and he died in 1631 and he was buried at St. Paul's Cathedral as well. So that was his life, that was his biography. Now let's see some major works done by John Donne. First one is Pseudo-Murder. So as I read these titles, please read along with me or pause the video and read these titles 3 to times, okay, in order to make you remember these titles. Whenever you see these titles somewhere in the question paper, you get an idea by whom this work was written, and that's a great choice. That's a great thing, that if you remember the author of the work, that will help you in immense ways to conclude the right answer for the question. Okay. Pseudo-Martyr, published in the year 1610, Ignatius his Conclave in 1611, and Anatomy of the World in 1611, the second anniversary of the Progress of the Soul in 1612, Devotions upon Emergent Occasion in 1623, Death's Duel in 1624, Songs and Sonnets in 1633, Beathenato in 1647. So I'll read the titles again. Pseudo Martyr, Ignatius in Conclave, An Anatomy of the World, the second anniversary of the Progress of the Soul, Devotions upon Emergent Occasions, Death's Duel, Songs and Sonnets, Beathenato. So these are the major works by Donne. Now let's see some famous poems by John Donne. The first one is the Flia, the Good Morrow, the Sun Rising, the Canonization, a Valediction Forbidding Morning, the Ecstasy, Elegy 20 to his mistress going to bed, Holy Sonnets 10, Death be not proud, Holy Sonnets 14, Batter my heart, 3% God, three persons God, hymn to God, my God in my sickness, Good Friday, 1613, riding westward. So these are the famous poems. Read the titles 2 3 times so that you understand and you remember these titles. Okay. So that's all about Donne's life and his major works and his major poems. If you want some more details about him, you can definitely go to my website and have all of them. If you have any doubts, comment that below. And if you like this video, press the like button. At the same time, share this video to your needy friend as well. Okay, that's all about it. Meet you in the next video session. So after this video, in the lecture series of English literature, we will have important poems written by John Donne. One after another, we will have detailed summaries of the important poems by John Donne. Okay, so that's all about it. Meet you in the next video session. And don't forget to visit my website if you are interested. Even if you are not going to subscribe, visit my website. That will guide you to the topics that you need to cover for NTA UGC NET JRF English Language and Literature. Have the free trial and see the website and let me know your impressions. And meet you in the next video session. Until then, stay tuned to High Point and be happy, guys. Ta-ta.